I'm going to go over two tickers. Trader Sarv suggested I track Nvda, so that's what I'm going to start with. We ended the day at $112.69, up 1.92%. This is where we are. To the north side takes us to 2 standard deviations and resistance and a possible take profit area. And at 3 standard deviations, this is also another potential take profit area at 116.57. And at 4 standard deviations, roughly 118.61. To the south side takes us to the middle of the trend and the baseline. And that takes us to roughly 110.40. Below that, 106.41, 104.43, and roughly 102.40. I do not think we will get to this level, but if we do, I will anticipate a bounce as people buy the extreme dip. But again, I don't think that's going to happen. Looking left, you can see where the potential buy-in area was right here. This is resistance. We're grinding along this line and then a bounce above. And now this is another potential resistance area, as I mentioned. If we fall down, this will turn into support. We could go sideways or continue to follow this line south because we are still going down on the 5-minute time frame. The RSI still has room to move to the upside without being overbought, excuse me. So we have not hit a critical area, but if you look left, anytime we get to close to that area, we have sold off here and here as well. When I last talked about this ticker, we were at 115.99. This was the middle of the trend. We've made our way down, but from, let me unmark my magnet. Let's demagnetize that. So from here to here is a 6.84% decline. And then you can see this gap closed. I already marked it out. I tracked it when it was 126.63. The middle of the trend, we've been walking it down, as you can see. The yellow lines are from 2024. And I have a gap that will take us to the upside. That is 117.10. Let's mark that out. And let's mark out Monday here and Friday. There. So the channel is still going down, but I will flip this over to the daily and show you. And every single gap that I've marked to the downside has filled up here, even that one, but I did not mark it out. And this one will take us down to roughly 85.74. It's actually 85, more like 87, give or take. And then we've got this gap. Still not in the channel, not in the zone, not even close, just something to be aware of. Now let's go over to the daily. What does the daily time frame tell us? We are in an upward channel on the daily. RSI, turning up. Let me make sure. Oh, this gets wonky because I flipped it over to a different time frame, so it's not going to line up on the bigger time frame. So we've got plenty of room to move to the upside. As a matter of fact, we went down and didn't quite get to the oversold territory and started to turn up. But your channel, your window on the daily is going to be to the north side, playing the long game. We're bleeding out right now, though, 124.49. And to the south side, 110.92, but the middle of the trend is here at 110.40. The lower band takes us to roughly 97.50. But right now, and that would be -3, oh, excuse me, here's 2, 3, and 4. That's -4 standard deviations. And we are in an upward channel, though. So keep that in mind. This is the middle of the trend up here, long ways off. And let's take this to the weekly. What do we see? Going down. So we can expect price to continue to fall in the big picture. And look at this. If you go to the bigger time frame, the monthly time frame, where I like to troll for better value or investments, this already is still, it's bleeding out, still going down. And anytime you get to this critical area, the alarm bells should be sounding. Let's mark, oh, wait a minute. 70 coordinates. Let's make this precise. And that's a key area. So anytime we get to this level, your bells and whistles should be going off. Yeah, we can go higher, but it's not going to stay there. That's not reality. And it went back down and then back up again. Keep that in mind. And we have bust through that line. So that is just par for the course. You could see it coming. I don't care what deep seed or deep seek the news off of that, the news off of earnings, of course. The chart just tells me when I look at it on the bigger time frame what's going to happen. And it did. It fell down. And then look, let me just make this bigger. You can see it right. I'll move this out of the way. Oops. Command Z. Wait a minute. Let's just delete that. I guess there, still going down. All right, that's a look at Nvda. As you can see, I've tracked this for a very long time. And the 1-year price target is 175.11, which represents a 55% return from where we are. If you can stomach the ups and downs and just play this and hold it to the long side, then the analysts say or think that you are going to make a lot of money. But when do you buy in? That's the question. The 52-week low, 75.61. The 52-week high, 153.13. Says Nvda has significantly impacted the semiconductor sector, losing about $783 billion in market value over 6 weeks, underperforming against the S&P 500 and the PHLX Semiconductor Index. PHLX. Let's just quickly look at this. PHLX. Oh, do we? PHLX. Well, let's go to the daily. Anything? No. It says invalid symbol. All right, let's just get off of Nvda. And the next one I want to go over is Pltr. Okay, since I'm on the daily, I'm going to quickly show you the range. Resistance is 105.36 to the south side. One level of support, 80.14. And below that, which we're not there, 55.44. Can you imagine? All right, let's take this, and the RSI is turning on the daily. Let's give you the indicator, what is happening on the weekly, going sideways. The monthly, as I already mentioned previously, you can expect this to crack and fall because it is not going to stay up here forever. It hit a critical area, 70 and above. We may not get there and it can start to fall, but we did get there and then some. And now I think it's just going to reverse, unfortunately. But that's good for some people who want to get in and that haven't and have been sitting on the sidelines. All right, let's give you the price for Palantir on the 5. 84.91 is where we ended, up 5.53%. To the north side takes us to 88.13, 90.53, and 93.06. To the south side, the middle of the trend is now 83.07, and that's also support. And another level of support, 78.13, roughly 75.65, and 73.20. Now, oops, let me turn on the magnet. We gapped down, so I will anticipate this to fill to the upside whenever we reverse, and that will take us, and let me just move this, oops, let's put it right there. That will take us to roughly 89.41, RSI turning down. That's resistance though, but we could get up there because that is in the range. -2 and 2 standard deviations all day long, and those calculations will constantly change. And I want to, oops, escape. It's getting wonky on me. So here is the line for Monday. Yeah, I got that. Well, let's see. This ended on Friday, so. Well, yeah, let's go Monday. Okay, here. And, oops. Let's go to Friday. Oh, end of Friday. So we are still going down. It's this gradual slope there going down, and this gap. Oh, we've got many gaps. I think I have to clean this up. Oops. Now let's look left and see. Nope, that's still in play, taking us down to 69.60. And then this gap takes us down to 65.94, and this one 64.99. Those are open wounds to the south side, not in the channel, not in the zone. So again, all I'm tracking is from here to here, and it looks like it's going down. By the end of the week, if we continue our slide, the middle of the trend could take us to 80.06, and then the outer band, 75.08, 72.59, 70.15, 85.10, 87.64, and 90.13 in the upper band. And you know what I forgot to do with Nvda? The same thing, and give you targets for the end of the week. That could be the range. Come on. Where did my, oh, did I delete it? Oh, I guess I did. How funny. All right, so Friday. Here, downward channel, oops. By the end of the week, if we continue to slide, 101.69, 105.92, 107.80, 109.78, 101, and this range here, 97.93, 95.67, and roughly 93.60, 93.72-ish. What was that one? Roughly 101.83-ish. And then we've got these lands to deal with, but I don't think that's going to happen this week. But if we continue to slide, that could happen the week of the 17th. All right, that does it for me. That is a look at Nvda. Thank you to Trader Sarv for pointing that out. So I like to check out all kinds of tickers, and I haven't looked at Nvda for a little while. If there is a ticker you want me to go over, please let me know. Have a great trading week.